Today's show is being produced by the Music Exerbia Project and presented from these great sponsors. The Brickwall Bistro Catering at 417-684-1095. The Second Edition Shop and the Bells Boutique at 500 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Nevada Tobacco Store, 125 West Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Coffee Cade at 361 Suite A Legend Lane in Peculiar, Missouri. Nana Marie's at 121 and a half North Main in Nevada, Missouri. Bobby Ogle, Essentially Fit, doTERRA Advocate, and the Interior Motives, located at 119 North Main Street in Nevada, Missouri, or at mydoterra.com/Bobby Ogle. The Casa Azteca Mexican Restaurant, 903 East Subway Boulevard in Nevada, Missouri. The Harry Frog Graphics at 150 North Commercial Street in Nevada, Missouri, or call them at 417-381-1077. The Woodshed Music at 129 North Main Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Vernon County Movers and Storage at 417-549-6019. VernonCountyMovers.com. The Verco Apparel at 112 North Cedar Street in fabulous Nevada, Missouri on the square. And the In-Home Solutions at 417-414-4877 or swmohomecare.com. And I'm your host, Dangerous Doug Harper. Thank you for spending your lunchtime with me. Hey, folks, it's another great episode of Lunch with Doug. I'm your host, Dangerous Doug Harper. You already know that it is Friday, and I am pumped up and excited that it's Friday, folks. Today, you know what we're already talking about. You know that we are talking about the historic Jefferson Highway, folks. What the hell is the historic Jefferson Highway? I might have touched on this on a podcast. I've been talking about it on so much social media. I don't know where I'm saying what, where. I need to get a handle on that. I need to rein it in, folks. Well, we'll make sure that you know that it's getting mentioned in the podcast today. It is going to be mentioned in the magazine that is dropping in people's mailboxes as we speak. It's on the way. Local Ear Magazine, if you subscribe to that. If you don't, you are not my friend, folks. Go to www.localearmagazine.com and subscribe today. Wait no more, folks. It's an in-print magazine. It'll come right to your doorstep. And you'll get a little information about this whole concert thing that's happening at the intersection of Jefferson and 54 historic highways in good old Nevada, Missouri, folks. Yes, but before we get to the concert, I'm really gonna kind of just leave that at the end of the episode. We're gonna just brief on that, like where you can find out more information about that. We're not gonna talk about that today because it'll make the episode way too long. I want to first and foremost get to the fact that what the hell is Jefferson Highway? Why is Jefferson Highway so damn important? And yes, it is. It's damn important, folks. It is damn important. And why is it damn important? And that is because just like this, it is basically in 1915. I know that was before most of us were born. In 1915, they did not have highways. Okay, just like in 1972, they might not have had the internet. I don't know when the internet was invented, but I think in 1972. Let's just go back a little further. In 1950, they did not have the internet. Okay. In 1900, they did not have highways. Imagine that. Life without highways. Well, people traveled on horses. People traveled on railroads. People traveled on stagecoaches, okay? It was a different world. What the hell's a highway? What the hell's an automobile? You know? So maybe they had automobiles in 1900. I don't know, but they didn't have highways. I don't know. 1905 or something, I think, was the first automobile. But I don't know. That's out of my league. I'm not knowledgeable on when the automobiles arrived, but I am knowledgeable on when highways arrived, and that was 1915, folks. The Good Roads Movement. Okay, Good Roads Movement. Now, what is a highway in 1915? Something different than you would think of it as a highway now. You think of a nice, like, interstate, nice paved road. Well, back then they were not paved. They might be paved, but they might be gravel. They might be dirt. What a highway was a road that was accessible, that you could use all year round. Okay, a reliable road all year round. And then the highway was a series of roads that made you go from somewhere to somewhere, such as Jefferson Highway went from Ontario, Canada, all the way to New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, so from pines to palms, as they called it. It it went all the way across the nation. It was the first one. It was named after President Jefferson. Jefferson Highway, because they were all named after presidents, of course. One of the big famous ones that still people talk about a lot is the Lincoln Highway. You've heard a lot about that. So, yeah, but this is the one that comes right through Nevada. And historically, it would not have intersected with 54, because 54, the numbers movement, was in 1929 when they came into the state highway program that was introduced in 1929. But from 1915 to 1929, the Good Roads movement was going on, not a federally funded thing. It was just like it was endorsed by associations, and they got it together and organized it and promoted it and worked with Chamber of Commerce's to let people know these routes and stuff. So it's just a different way of doing things back then. So, and there was, in fact, in Kansas and in Missouri, there was a way you could go on the historic Jefferson Highway. You could go through Kansas, or you could go through Missouri. So there was different routes too. It wasn't always just one route. It had optional routes depending on what you were doing, but it was all the Jefferson Highway. Okay, so that's that. That's what it is, and that's why it's important, because it was the first north-south highway ever. This predates Route 66, because, of course, that was part of the highway movement where they numbered them, Route 66. And Route 66 does not go all the way across the continent either. It goes from Chicago to LA. So that's only half the continent. Now, granted, it might be just as long, because north to south across maybe is not quite as long as east to west, but still, it's a continental highway, Jefferson Highway. It just ended before the prime movement of cars. As 29, things were picking up for car traffic. This was very early on when people were traveling by car across the nation. So this was a new thing, like the internet was whenever it was a new thing. I think it was invented in 82, but I could be wrong. So, but nobody was using the internet until like the late 80s, early 90s, really mid 90s, before it really took over. I don't think I had the internet till I was using it at school in like 96, maybe 97. That's when we first had internet at school. So, anyway, people had it, but schools didn't. Maybe a few. I don't know. So that's what historic Jefferson Highway is. It's very important to check that out in Nevada, Missouri, or wherever you're listening. It goes all over. They do a lot of awesome stuff in Iowa. This is cool. If you want to learn more about it, find them online. They have a website for their association. I'm gonna just type it in here real quick. Jefferson Highway into the internet, and you're gonna find there it is. The association page, which is jeffersonhighway.org, and it's really cool. You're going to be able to see maps and stores and photos, and you can join their association. You can see some of their annual conference that's coming up, actually. Or did we miss that? Actually, their annual conference in Mason City, Iowa, just happened June 7th through the 10th. So that was already going on. We're past that. But we're going to have a cool event in Nevada, the Jefferson and 54 historic Crossroads concert that we will have right there at the historic intersection. Basically, 150 North Commercial Street. It's the easiest way to say it, but it's actually Walnut Street. It's like the 800 block of Walnut. So, but we'll be on the parking lot right there across the way. But if you want to know more about that concert, folks, I'm going to give you a website to go to, and this is it's kind of complicated. It's short, but it's o-trim.co/Lilac Cruise concert, because Lilac Cruise is the band that's playing it. So that'll get you to there. I'll try to put this into the description as well, so you can click that and find that information. It's going to give you go to the ticketed site where you can get tickets, because there is a portion of it that's ticketed, and it is a fundraiser for the local historic society. But there's also free portions surrounding the event, and all children 12 and under, if one adult has a ticket, they get into the paid part free. So kids get in free, basically 12 and under, if they're with somebody. So you got to buy one, you can have one adult with them, and you can get them in. So we're trying to make it as least expensive, not like an expensive deal. It's just that there has to be some funds coming through to help pay for some things and get some money back into the Historic Society and our movement here locally to promote the Jefferson Highway. I know, I'm excited. You're excited. Everyone's excited. So check that website out, o-trim.co/Lilac Cruise concert. That'll get you to most of the details there, and you can get a ticket. But like I said, there's some events that are going on surrounding it that are free too. So if you just want to come and show up or stand across the street and listen to the music, we're not going to be offended by that. It's just that gets you into that one sectioned area, and also keeps it because it has a cap of population. So you can only have so many people there. So for safety and all that, there has to be a ticketed deal, and only so many people can be there in that area. There you go. That's really the logistics behind that. So that is all. I'm Doug. Happy Friday. We'll see you again soon at your favorite place. Lunchy with Dougie. Today's episode of Lunch with Doug was brought to you in part by the Brick Wall Bistro Catering at 417-684-1095, the Second Edition Shop in Bell's Boutique at 500 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Mo, the Nevada Tobacco Store at 125 East Cherry in Nevada, Missouri, the Coffee Cade at 361 Suite A, Legend Lane in Peculiar, Missouri, the Nana Marie's, 121.5 North Main in Nevada, Missouri, Bobby Ogle, Essentially Fit, doTERRA Advocate, and Interior Motives, all located at 119 North Main in Nevada, Missouri, or mydoterra.com/Bobby Ogle. The Casa Azteca Mexican Restaurant at 903 East Subway Boulevard in Nevada, Missouri. The Harry Frog Graphics at 150 North Commercial Street in Nevada, Missouri, or call them at 417-381-1077. The Woodshed Music at 129 North Main in Nevada, Missouri. The Vernon County Movers and Storage at 417-549-6019, or their website at VernonCountyMovers.com. The Verco Apparel at 112 North Cedar Street in Nevada, Missouri. And the In-Home Solutions at 417-414-4877, or visit their website at swmohomecare.com.